God is changing me to be more and more like Him.
And our faces are not covered. We all show the Lord's glory, and we are being changed to be like Him. This change in us brings more and more glory, which comes from the Lord, who is the Spirit.
But we Christians have no veil over our faces. We can be mirrors that brightly reflect the glory of the Lord, and as the Spirit of the Lord works within us, we become more and more like Him.
All of us then reflect the glory of the Lord with uncovered faces, and that same glory coming from the Lord who is the Spirit transforms us into His likeness in an ever greater degree of glory.
But we all, seeing the glory of the Lord with unveiled faces, as in a mirror, are being transformed into the same image from glory to glory by the Spirit of the Lord.
But we all, with unveiled face, beholding as in a mirror the glory of the Lord, are being transformed into the same image from glory to glory, just as by the Spirit of the Lord.
night 2 of the Transformed Women's Conference. We had a great launch last night, and we're so excited that so many of you were able to join us. It was fun to read your comments and to interact with you. And wow, how about that Jennifer Cheney? Isn't she an awesome speaker? Well, we've got some more fun lined up for you tonight, so let's jump right in and be transformed. Here we go.
What are you doing?
Oh, look at all these awesome tees and things from Mod Threads Boutique. They have donated a gift certificate for tonight's giveaway, and I can't decide what I'm going to use it for when I'm the winner.
You don't qualify.
What do you mean I don't qualify?
We're hosting the party, so we don't qualify.
We can't win our own prize just because we're hosting the conference? How is that fair?
Because that would be wrong.
Man, but they have so many awesome selections.
Yeah, they do. They're really awesome.
They
Doesn't Brooke own the boutique? So don't you get some kind of discount? Mother-in-law discount?
Mother-in-law discount. Yeah, she charges me extra.
Oh, she does not.
Oh.
Maybe if you give her some food, she'll let you have one.
I know, and you know what? Not only did Brooke and Libby donate a gift certificate for tonight's prize, but they're going to be our featured speakers and tell us about their business. It is so cool. They even launched their new Brotique with men's clothes. Did you see that? It's so cute.
It's so cute.
So, all right. Well, you comment during tonight's broadcast. I like it too. And you might be the winner of a gift certificate from Mod Threads Boutique, where you can pick out anything from their website. Good luck.
Welcome back, everyone. It's time for us to chat about our word study. We're doing a word study on the character of God. Today, our word is Jehovah Jireh. But before we go there, hey, have you guys noticed during this pandemic how some people have kind of panicked? I don't know about you, but like kind of the first round back in March and April, was it hard to find toilet paper or, you know, some of their basics? Oh my gosh, people just like panicked. Oh, we're not going to have any more toilet paper, or we can't get paper towels, or, you know, all those kind of things. People just we were suddenly so afraid that we wouldn't have the things that we needed or wanted. And as a result, people acted stupid. You guys, that is what we refer to as a poverty mentality, of thinking that we don't have enough. Well, tonight we're going to talk very quickly about Jehovah Jireh giving us and being for us all that we need. So tonight our word, as I said, is Jehovah Jireh. I want to remind you, these are the Hebrew names for God. Jehovah means the existing one, eternal one. You'll hear that every night. Get that in your head. God is eternal and he is existing, and he is the person that we can count on. And we're going to couple that name today with a word you might have heard. It's been in some songs that you might have heard, Jehovah Jireh. And this word actually means my provider. So if you put those two together, the existing eternal one who is my provider. This word actually means I see you and I see what you need. Wow, is that powerful? A God who takes care of the entire universe sees me, knows me, and sees what I need. And oh yeah, I'll make sure you have the things that you need. I will be that source that provides for you. The first time this was used is actually back with Abraham and Isaac in Genesis. Actually, you'll find that story in Genesis 22 when Abraham was called by God to sacrifice his son. And this was the son that he had longed for and waited for. Abraham was an old man before he ever had Isaac. And then suddenly God tests Abraham and he says, hey, I want you to give Isaac back to me. Literally. He was asked to take Isaac up the mountain and sacrifice him on an altar as an indicator and as a sign that Abraham really trusted God and believed God. Well, I don't know about you. I have 3 children. I have now 3 precious grandbabies. And if God asked me to take one of them up a mountain and say, literally, give them to me, my heart would stop. And I'm sure Abraham's heart kind of did that too and says, what God, you promised me this son. You gave him to me. What, now you want him back? And God said, yeah, show me. Put your money where your mouth is. So Abraham did that. He took his son. He took the wood for the offering. He took his son up the mountain, and he got ready to sacrifice him. Literally, the scripture says he built his fire, he bound his son up, and he was getting ready to kill him with the sacrificial knife when, at the very last moment, God provided a ram in the bush for the sacrifice. Basically, God told Abraham, hey, I believe you. You trust me, and you have shown that you depend upon me and that you will do everything I ask. And as a result, I'm going to give you the ram for the sacrifice. You do not have to follow through with this. Abraham said, I'm going to build an altar now, and I'm going to remember this event. I'm going to remember this time, and I'm going to call you forever Jehovah Jireh, because you are my provider. You gave me exactly what I needed, exactly when I needed it. All right, so that's the backstory of this term. And he was telling Abraham, I see you and I see what you need. And hey, you can trust me. This is all about, do you trust God enough to let him be your provider? There's some additional scripture that just want to remind you. Philippians 4:19 said, my God shall supply all your need according to his riches and glory. And 2 Corinthians 9:8 says, and God is able to make all grace abound toward you, that you, always having all sufficiency in all things, may have an abundance for every good work. So this is a reminder that God did this in the Old Testament. He's still doing it today. Now, what does this tell us about God? It tells us that God is trustworthy. He's consistent. He's stable. He's an infinite source, and not just of a little. It said of all. He's an abundant source. He knows everything I need. He's creative. He's going to give me things in ways that I don't expect it. I'm sure Abraham didn't expect a ram in a bush, and that's what he got. It's a way that he takes care of our physical, emotional, and mental needs. He's more than generous. He is understanding, and he He looks beyond what we don't have. That's his character, right? That he's stable, consistent, trustworthy. Now, as we talked last night, it's not just like knowing about God and believing that about God, but taking on his character, becoming more and more and more like him. So what does that mean for me today? That means, am I trustworthy? Am I a stable person? Do I become a source for other people? Am I creative in ways that I problem solve? Do I show my trust in him by extending my trust to others? Do I see people, really see them, and try to see their need and be a source for them? Am I generous in my giving? Am I understanding with others? You see, if I start to become more and more like God and take on his character, I'm going to see your need. I'm not going to look past you, but I'm actually going to see you and see what you need and be a source for you and a provider. All right, you guys, that's a challenge for today and tomorrow. Look beyond your own personal needs. Actually see the other people in your life or in your community. Understand what they might need and see what you can do about becoming a source for them. All right, you guys, that's all for tonight. We'll be back tomorrow.
Well, ladies, it's time for another segment of Meet Your Neighbor with Beth, but I don't know
I'm coming!
You're late.
I tried. I was helping a friend.
Helping a friend with what?
Looking for a house.
Ooh, that's exciting. You have a friend buying a house?
Yeah, it is exciting, but it's really hard to find a house.
Oh, there's lots of houses for sale around here.
Yeah,
What's
but
the
finding
problem?
one that you like, one that's good in the color that you like in the other rooms, but then you have to paint,
It
and then...
sounds like your friend needs help from a professional.
Yeah.
Is she working with a real estate agent?
Well, no, we were just looking online.
You know who you need? We've got neighbors that are
Oh,
real
yeah.
estate agents. The King City Property Brokers.
Oh, I forgot all about them.
They are 2 doors down, and you know what?
Yeah.
They not only buy and sell houses and do all kinds of property things, but they do so much good for this
They
community.
do. Hey, they helped us with that carriage ride.
That's right, the Christmas carriage rides. Ooh, that was fun.
Yeah,
and
they
you know,
donate the money to Happy Feet.
they did. That is so cool. I'll bet they could help your friend.
Oh, I bet they can too. Wonder if they could find them with enough rooms.
Let's go meet them right now.
Let's go see.
King City
All
Property
right,
Brokers.
let's go.
Hi.
What's happening?
And there's Miss Danica, because she's popped in on me before, so I'm returning the favor.
What's going on today?
Hey Danica, we're going to have our annual women's conference coming up, and we're not able to do it live this year, so we're doing everything virtual. So I'm shooting some footage today, and I'm just letting some of our ladies in our P3 network meet some of our downtown neighbors.
Great.
So
Perfect. Okay.
what can you tell us about King City Property Brokers and maybe this nice friendship we've established with our neighbors next door?
Perfect. Okay, so we have been King City Property Brokers since 2017. We enjoy being down on 9th Street. We do residential and commercial sales. We do some rentals and some leases as well. And we really enjoy, like I said, being downtown, and as Monty Jo said, having really great neighbors. So we've collaborated with private events, public events, and then some charity things, and obviously giving back to Kingdom Seed. So yeah, we've got a great relationship down here, and we are very lucky to have a group really where it's a lot of strong women, isn't it, on 9th Street?
It really
yeah,
is. Isn't 9th Street awesome?
Yeah, it's great.
So,
we love it.
Okay, well, thanks for chatting with us today. You might see yourself on Facebook pretty soon. Don't tell them where this video might end up.
That's all right. Thanks, Monty. Have a great
day.
Bye.
Welcome, everyone. Welcome back to the P3 Network Women's Conference for 2021. Hey, you know that we are having some guests with us every night, and tonight our guests are really, really special to us. We have with us Brooke and Libby, and they are the founders of Mod Threads.
Woo!
Woo-hoo, right? All right, so most of you women, if you've been to our conferences, you know Brooke from our praise team. And Brooke is like family to us, like literally family to us. She is Monty Joe's daughter-in-law, married to Monty Joe's son Hayden, and so I've adopted them too. So there's like all of our children are here together, and so they are part of our family, and we are just really thrilled to have them here with us today. And Libby is as part of, we've adopted you too, so if you go with them, then you get us.
Yeah,
I'm just
it's
saying
like a package deal.
That's a
really.
package
It's a great
deal. You don't get a, yeah, no, you just have to take us
It's a great
no
deal.
matter whether you want us or not. So that's just the way it is. All right, so we invited them. They've got a wonderful new business going. They have a lot of things going on in their life, and we just wanted to chat with them about all the transformations you guys have been through in the last even couple years as you have transitioned to, you know, teaching and family and this new business and the things that are going on in your life. So welcome first.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Hi.
Yeah, tell everybody hi.
Hey.
All right, we're just going to hang out, make it really comfortable, and we'd really love to hear your story and how you got to this place. And Brooke, I know you've had this idea in your head for quite a while. You had talked to me several times about, you know, you knew that I had started my business, and like, tell me about that, and how do you do that? And so just like bring us into your wisdom. Bring us into your story. Where did this kind of start, and what was going on?
Okay, so essentially with Mod Threads, a couple years ago, it was almost this vision or this idea of a ministry opportunity, how we could use a platform to be something that someone's already used to doing, but also be hearing about the Lord and meeting new people and having this community of believers. I think social media is obviously a huge outlet, but sometimes it's a negative outlet, and we just wanted to have the opportunity to make it something positive and something for the kingdom. And so what that looked like, I had no idea. What that would be like, I had no idea. And it was something that I just kind of put on the back burner, and this is probably 2 years ago. And I, of course, like Libby's one of my best friends, and a couple other girls and I were all walking one day, and I was telling them about it, and they were like, oh, that's suiting. Like, that seems like something really cool. Like, yeah, that's a great idea, essentially. And then here we are 2 years later, and, you know, literally Libby was like, Brooke, here's the deal. She's like, well, you can tell your story, but like Libby then felt led.
You're doing a great job.
Thanks. Like Libby then felt led, like there is something here, and there's a calling here for me too. And like, here's what the ideas I have, and here's really how we could build upon things, or, you know, all this stuff. And so essentially just the I say random, but nothing of course is random, but the initial idea transformed into God morphing our hearts and our walk, and then this even bigger, more elaborative picture with both of our stories combined to really make Mod Threads like, or how it is Mod Threads today. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Is that good?
So it's like you had this nugget of something, you knew that he was going to have something, you do something.
Yeah. Right.
Using some platforms that were everybody could access.
Right.
And then over the course, as he worked in both of your hearts, and kind of transformed that into what this new business is today.
Right.
All right. Yeah. So some people, I'm sure, aren't really sure what it is. Libby, can you explain what Mod Threads is and how they even access it, or if they want to look at it? Tell them that a little bit.
So Mod Threads is a boutique that we started. We did a soft launch back in
November.
The end of November
Yeah.
through December, and then January 1st we released the grand opening, and it's all online, so you can shop at modthreadsboutique.com. And then there's also a Facebook page, Mod Threads Boutique, and then we also have a group, Mod Threads Boutique VIP. And you can get to the link on the website from any of those places, but the whole purpose of Mod Threads Boutique is to share testimonies
But the way that you get to visit us and shop with us is we actually press our own graphic tees, and we make our own handmade lanyards and keychains. And so, like I said, you can go to the website, but on the website you won't only just find those products. You'll find a testimonies tab and a blog tab where you can go through and read any testimony that's been on our heart, people who we've talked to, and those will grow over time. You know, we just released them, so we're really excited over the years to add to those and to share more people's story and to encourage others. And the whole concept and the main concept is to build community, fellowship.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Through shopping, because we both like to shop.
Yeah, well, yes, exactly. And that is something that was kind of cool too, because we really will talk about like we love, you know, a Saturday morning, like let's grab coffee, let's head to Fairview, and we'll just spend the day together and shop. And
so I wanted to add this because the night that we actually had the conversation about, okay, what is it going to take? What's your list? First I have to do this, next this, and how are you really going to start this business? As I was talking to Brooke, like she was going to do it by herself. And I said, well, what do you need? What do you have to do? And it was actually a rainy night on our way home from Fairview.
A day of shopping.
Yeah, a day of shopping. And I remember it was towards the beginning of the pandemic.
Yes, it was.
And the reason I started feeling led was because at the beginning of the pandemic, you know, everything shut down, and I just kind of got in a funk of like, what am I doing for God's kingdom? What am I doing, you know, in my job, now that I'm not even going to work and I'm just online with talking to people, you know, briskly? What am I doing? I want to do something for the kingdom specifically.
Right.
So, and then it just kind of morphed into I became a part of your dream, and I was like, oh, okay,
No, it was literally perfect.
It was fun.
God, His provision is so good. He's so faithful. Because like Libby said, the whole purpose of it is community and just sharing people's testimonies, and that they may be encouraged when they meet other people who've walked what they might be walking. And I think the enemy uses loneliness more now than ever before.
Absolutely.
And so the fact that we can use a platform on a social media, like through social media, in which everyone already has access to, essentially,
and it's accessing more now than ever
before. Exactly. And so it's just like, take that, Satan, like we're gonna throw some Jesus in here, what are we gonna do about it? So we're just really thankful, and we're humbled to be able to just kind of start. And at this point in time, we've only been open for not even 3 months, so it's just been incredible, the support we've had and received, and just as the things that we're learning as we're doing it. But God is good, so it's so much fun.
Yeah. So again, you can get to your site through Facebook. Actually, type in Mod Threads, and something's going to pop up, right?
Yeah, Mod Threads Boutique, and then I forgot to mention Instagram as well.
Okay. So all of those are the ways you can access. Go there and poke around. That's what I did. And right,
what'd you find?
It's like really cool. I got this transformed T-shirt there. Amazing. All right, so I know we'll do another commercial later, but remember our conference shirts? I don't have mine on today because I actually had to wash it. I've been wearing it like every day.
That's
awesome. So, but if you want a conference shirt, these are the ladies that are actually going to touch them, handle them, make them, and then ship them to you. And remember, it's free shipping for all you conference ladies. All right. All of your products, here's just one thing I noticed when I was looking. Number one, it's a beautiful website. It's beautiful. It looks very professional. And you guys are doing a beautiful job with presentation.
Thank you.
But like all of, I know that's right. All of the products are like God-centered. I mean, the products are not just random teas. They are focused on kingdom kind of ideas, right? And so you've got these kingdom products, and then you've got these testimonies that are really bringing people together to talk about the way that God has transformed them, right?
Yeah, sure.
So as like this during this journey, my guess is that when you were thinking about it and you were before the launch, right? Okay, I could do this. We need to do that. Can we do that? You know, all those. What were some of the things that you like personally you kind of had to get over, or you had to work through? Maybe were there some things that you kind of experienced through this process that did some he did some work in you, and he did some really transformation things in you?
Honestly, sitting here talking to you on a camera, social media posts and things like that, just putting myself out there, and the limelight isn't something that I'm used to or like I strive for, so that's been a big thing. But I have to think, okay, I'm not going to be able to share the word if I'm not going to say the word. So that's been mine. But
that's huge for sure. And I think for me, it was just I don't think I'm a people pleaser necessarily, but I do care about what people think. I know that might sound like it goes together, but it's just like I want people to understand where our heart is and where the intention is, and I want people to, I don't know, I guess my biggest thing I had to overcome, maybe I am a people pleaser and that's just, I'm denying it, but I had to overcome just like how I would be perceived by people.
Right.
Like
what
how
will people think, right?
Yeah, what will they think? How will they respond? Are we crazy? Will they laugh at us? Like, are we gonna go to prison because we don't know how to do taxes?
That's right.
Which we figured out. Shout out to H&R Blog. We love Rekha, but so just things like that. Like we literally have no knowledge, but we seek out God and His complete provision over this, and then literally every step of the way, He has given us someone who's had the nuggets of information that we've needed, or He's led us to this, or He's provided this way. And so, two people who have zero business background from like our degrees, okay?
Right.
We're both teachers.
You're teachers.
Yeah, and so for us to just like have the faith to step into that calling and to make it, official. I mean, there's a lot of intimidating factors that you have to think about when you do that. And I mean, it would have been very easy to be like, okay,
yeah.
bye.
I don't know how many times we joked about like we're gonna go down because this is gonna be really wrong. So that's. I don't know how many times we called you.
Yeah, for sure.
No, that was so fun. Every time you called me, it just made me smile, and I would just pray over you guys, and so yeah, you had to
sing.
Yeah, right.
Well, we couldn't have done that far without you, but
no,
it was a blast.
But both of those, your experiences, getting over what people thought about you, or might think about you, or the spin they might put on it, or being transparent enough to be in front of people, and then even getting over the fear of I don't know how to do this.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't know how to do this.
Yeah.
Right. It reminds me, we've been recording some of our we're doing like mini lessons, mini stories before that we'll have in the videos, and there are the names of God and character of God, and one of them is Jehovah Jireh. God is my provider.
Oh, yeah.
Right? And so we recorded that. My nose itches. Sorry. We recorded that one the other night. And whenever you pull that word apart, yes, we know that it says my provider. But within the context of that, it says, I see you and I know what you need. And you can trust me to give it to you. And I thought, as I was listening, even you weren't operating in the poverty mentality, which so many people do, right? Especially during this pandemic, the things I don't have, like you were talking about, I wonder if I can go get groceries. Is there any food on the shelves, right? Yes. Right. And so, like right now, like you hear a lot of things about what we don't have. We can't get together. We don't have the opportunity. We can't go out to eat anymore, and we can't have the birthday party, and we can't. What we don't have. But Jehovah Jireh says, look what I am giving you, and look at the provision I can and will give, and you can trust me to give you everything you need.
Absolutely.
So it's that, as you were talking, that's what bubbled up in me. It's like, oh, you're really stepping into that idea that God is really your provider.
Yeah.
And even when I don't know, He does.
Yeah, and it's more than just like, oh God, you'll provide us the finances to start whatever.
Buy
like,
this
He did,
or
but
whatever.
like that's not even it. Like it was just more of like, God, you'll provide like direction.
Yes.
You'll provide peace of mind. You'll provide, like the longing of us. Like our biggest thing is how do we explain this to people for them to understand? Even trusting that God will provide them wisdom to understand.
Right, you
provide them the heart
words, right?
Yes, like it's just. It just goes beyond finances. Like God's provision, it's in every aspect.
I think that's one of the things that he really impressed upon me when we did that Bible study initially is that so many times we think his provision is stuff, materials, and he never said that.
Right.
He didn't say that. He said, I will give you everything you need, and whether it's peace, courage, the words, whatever it is that he says, because I really do see you. And how many of us want to be seen? And that's what I think that's one of the things that is going on right now, because people can't interact the way that we have traditionally interacted, and they feel lost and alone and isolated.
And we really talk about culture shock.
Right,
for sure.
And so I think that's so very powerful whenever people can wrap their head around, God sees me. And he knows what I need, and I can trust him to make that provision for me no matter what it is.
For sure.
Right?
And he has.
Yeah.
I mean,
100%.
100%.
And even as far as the concept of being teachers and having to work online, and then the summer break felt so long, and it was even harder to not stay in that way of, well, I can't do this and I can't do that, but it gave us the time, it provided us the time that we needed to do the business and just start it and go forward.
For sure.
So
and we got our master's degree, which was also really fun.
And we both finished a master's degree.
Yeah, God did provide time, like that, like you said, just all the things that he's providing that sometimes we overlook, or maybe we just aren't grateful for, or I don't know how to say that, but like when we don't practice a grateful heart, we don't practice gratitude. Sometimes that is a hard habit to get your eyes to see that, and so I definitely think throughout this, a perfect example, which I think is really funny, and sorry in advance if you don't want me to say this, but like you complimented, just this perfect example, you complimented our website, like how professional it looks and how whatever, like literally Libby and I were in a car ride to Texas to some of our dear friend's wedding, and we made that website in the back seat of the car while our husbands were driving, and we literally were like, Lord, please let this work, like please help us do this, and we're like, please let us act like we know what we're doing.
How do I add this? And I said, I don't know, let me go to YouTube.
yeah, but like genuinely, like that's a perfect example of like we really are we just want to be vessels. We don't have all this business knowledge or whatever, but we do have a heart for the kingdom. We do have a heart for people, and we do have hearts for learning. And so we're willing to learn what we need to learn, and like again, just being open to God's provision and what he wants to show us and teach us, and how things that by our own doing, it's like, I don't know how this is going to work, but Lord, it's in your hands, and then he makes it well done.
So where do you think, like, this is the beginning stage?
Yeah.
What are some ideas? What do you think, where's it going to go? Where would you like it to go?
I've always had a saying, like, don't show all your cards at once, but we'll show our cards.
Okay.
So, in the future, and, you never know what's going to happen or not, but I think we want to see Bible studies, have an opportunity for, like, a subscription box for the Bible study in it, monthly or quarterly or something like that. What is some of
we're launching a youth line and a men's line, so like just the opportunity for expansion of more than just what we have, and the kind of products we offer. But just I think the biggest thing for us, like when we're dreaming, like we would even if we could have an actual like building for I don't know. I don't know. We haven't really talked about that, but like the sense of like if we did pop-ups, but we had an area. Yeah, we have all this stuff or whatever, but like we have, whether it be like brunch served, pop in and out, but we have like a devotional. We have the fellowship, like that. That would be. Are we making sense? Fellowship is
we've always
a huge
talked about
thing
the
for
fellowship,
us.
and it's hard to do just online.
Yes.
So I think one of the biggest things is like the Bible study aspect, getting in the Word, and then also the concept of being able to gather. Somehow, some way. We don't know what that looks like yet.
Yeah, but I think it is kind of cool because COVID has shown us how the enemy works in isolation.
Right.
And I think more power to you because we're not doing that anymore. You know what I mean? Like as soon as we can have fellowship, like we'll preach that. Like fellowship is so important, and that's God says, you know, and go to church, like it's have fellowship, be a part of the body. And so for us to eventually like recognize names or faces from Facebook or our shipping list or whatever, and then we meet them face to face, and then we hear their story and we get to be in person, like that is what it's all about. You know, that really is a huge anchor.
I'll see people in Walmart with our shirts on.
Yeah.
And I want to go be like,
I
but
did
I'm like,
that.
okay.
I want to be like, so who are you? Tell me your name.
And then they'll be like, who are you?
Yeah, right. So
I so totally get that. That was why we did the P3 brunches.
Yeah.
Right? It was the same kind of idea. We knew that we could invite people to come for an event.
Yeah.
But an event is just like a shirt. I wear it one day or I don't. But it's like there needs to be, we have desire to be together in some way in order for the learning, the support, the encouragement to continue.
Yeah, and accountability.
And the accountability, right? It's all huge. Of those kind of things. So that whole idea of bringing people together with Christ at the center and laughing together and eating together and studying the Word together and getting to know each other. Yeah, that's really essential.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
So I wonder, how, I know another thing that you guys do is a teacher talk group. How does that fit in anywhere to your plans? Like, what are you doing with that too?
That's exciting. Yeah. Okay, so Teacher Talk Ministry was, I guess, would you say founded? What year even? 18?
When you
Something
graduated,
like that. Yeah, we were recently out of college. I graduated and I was at Kell January of 17, and that whole semester there was like a nudge or a pull to start this ministry, do it, get teachers together. There's a lack of support, there's a lack of community, like let's figure something out. And I asked a bunch of teachers, and like 70-some educators had responded like, yes, like we would love a ministry group, we would love to be able to have a place that is God-centered for teachers, but it was like 6 months went by and I was like, no, I'm not doing that. I'm just out of college. What teachers want to hear from me? Like what, not happening, no. And so I wasted about a whole year until finally I was like, okay, I'll do the thing. And so we started it, and we had maybe 200 people by the end of the year-ish in the second year.
Is it a Facebook group?
Oh, yes, sorry, it's a Facebook group. It's just a Facebook group called Teacher Talk Ministry, and we have scheduled posts Sunday through Saturday, and different people in the group take a part of the group and post different resources or bits of encouragement or different things like that. And then what's really cool, just talking about what God does through our obedience, like we would have never guessed, but like last year or this past summer, right? So the year, in 20, because it would have been 19. I'm doing years math in my head. Sorry. But anyways, this past year, right before school started, we did another like a push of just like, hey, invite your friends, teacher talk, whatever. We went from 200 people to about 700 people in a matter of like 3 weeks, if that. And it was, and the cool thing about that is the fact that was the year of COVID. That was the year of isolation, and we would not have known that was coming. God knew that was coming. And so he grew that ministry platform for educators when our whole worlds were about to be upside down and shaken up and stirred because of COVID and our whole, how we teach is different and all of that. So Teacher Talk Ministry was just a great platform and a fellowship.
And we also have teachers, school teachers. We have Bible school teachers.
Yeah.
All sorts of teachers in the group. So,
and even like anyone who's a part of the school system, not necessarily just teachers.
Right,
like
absolutely.
We've got secretaries in there and all sorts of teachers, aides.
So look at that. That's like 4 years, almost 5 years ago that he kind of planted that in your heart. And how that is transformed, and then he layered on this new ministry and layered on. I just can't even imagine where he's going to take you with all of the things with such willing hearts. So as you continue to transform both personally, professionally and as new business owners, it's really exciting for us, Monty Jo and I, because like these mamas behind you going like, "Woo, you see our kids, right? Look what they're doing, right?" And so like we just want you to know that we are like so totally your cheerleaders, and we are telling everybody, "Hey, have you seen what they're doing now?" Right? So keep us informed, because we want to make sure that everybody knows about your hearts first. And your transparency and your obedience to step into some really amazing chasms right now, because there's so many people are hurting, so many people are lonely, so many people need support and help, and you're doing it in this really amazing connected way. So we would just want to celebrate you guys and thank you for being with us.
Thank you for having us.
If final thoughts, what would you like people to leave knowing? If they could know anything about you guys and about your business, what would you want them to walk away going like, "Oh, those ladies"?
I knew you were about to look at me. No, all I could possibly encourage anyone watching is just to be bold in where he guides and how he leads you. I mean, I think it's so easy just to cower to fear and to hide behind unknown or whatever, but the life that we can live on earth to develop and further his kingdom, if we would just be bold and just be obedient and just really cling to and know that he is who he says that he is, and that he is good, and that he provides, and that when we recognize his voice and we just follow that through, you'll never regret following Jesus. So that would be the biggest thing that I could encourage you all watching to take away from our transformation through Mod Threads.
Yeah. I think mine is a little different avenue in the concept of with Mod Threads. If you shop with us, great. If you shop with us or don't, that's fine too. We're more interested in you staying plugged in with us and following our testimonies and sharing your story and following the stories of so many in the community. That's the goal, you know, not the sales and the this and the that and the material things, but we like that part too, because we like to shop. But I just hope that people get the heart behind it way more than they get the products side of it. You know what I mean? That I don't know how to word that.
No, that's perfect.
I just want them to see the purpose more than us pushing a product or something.
Yeah, you want them to see God's heart.
Yes, that's way more important.
For sure. So.
Yeah. All right, you guys, and we want to remind you that the way that you can visit Mod Threads, say it one more time. How do you get there?
So www.modthreadsboutique.com.
All right, and you can find them on Facebook. You lots of ways to get there, right? Okay, so go there, and first of all, we want to also say thank you for doing the conference shirts. And we are so very blessed. Number one, we're not taking orders. We really like that, and we're not distributing them and trying to give them to the right people. So we thank you for taking care of that for us.
It's our specialty.
It is. They are really, really good at it. And the shirts the conference shirts are, say, transformed. They're this really pretty, I don't know what even.
It's called Orchid.
It's called Orchid.
Yeah.
Okay.
Monty Jo picked it out.
It's beautiful. It's really soft, and you can find it right there. You order from them, and remember, you can use the free shipping code. I think it's P3
Network.
P3 Network, and you get free shipping. We'll take care of that for you. And again, thank you very much for being with us, and we are looking forward so much to more of your story.
Thank you. Love you.
Love you too.
Search the world and treasures that fade are never enough. And you came along and put me back together. Every desire is now satisfied. Give me your love. Say there's nothing better than you. There's nothing better than you. There's nothing. Nothing is better than you. Sing, I'm not afraid to show you my weakness, my failures and flaws. Lord, you see them all. You still call me friend. There's the God of the mountain, is the God of the valley. There's not a place where mercy and grace won't find me again. There's nothing better than you. Say there's nothing better than you. Oh, there's nothing better than you. Oh, there's nothing. Nothing is better than you. Say there's nothing better than you. Oh, there's nothing better than you. Oh, there's nothing. Nothing is better than you. I hope this encourages you today. 'Cause you turn mourning to dancing. You give beauty for ashes. You turn shame into glory. You're the only one. You're the only one who cares. Sing it again. You turn mourning to dancing. You give beauty for ashes. You turn shame into glory. You're the only one who cares. You turn rains into gardens. You turn bones into armies. You turn seas into highways. You're the only one who cares. You're the only one who cares. Come on, say there's nothing that's better than you. Oh, there's nothing better than you. Oh, there's nothing. Nothing is better than you. Come on, lift your voice and you sing it out. There's nothing better than you. There's nothing that's better than you, God. There's nothing better than you. Oh, there's nothing. Nothing is better than you. And you turn graves into gardens and bones into armies. You turn graves into gardens. You turn bones into armies. You turn seas into highways. You're the only one who cares. You turn graves into gardens. You turn bones into armies. You turn seas into highways. You're the only one who cares. You're the only one who cares. You're the only
Hey ladies, we're ready to wrap up night 2. What an amazing night we've had. We've got to see Libby and Brooke and their truly phenomenal creative ministry they have started, and how they are stepping out and being transformed every day. So Libby and Brooke, we want to thank you for being with us. The rest of you, make sure you're back with us tomorrow, because we have another incredible guest to share testimony and the word. And before we leave, make sure you get over to the P3 Network page and check out the giveaways. That's where all that's posted. So we want to thank you for being with us. We're going to say a prayer and covering over you for the night, and make sure you join us again tomorrow at 7, right here. All right. Thank you, Father, for your goodness and your mercy. Thank you, Father, for the phenomenal women that you have gathered up and that you allow us to interact with. We are so very blessed for this family, and we, above all else, want to edify and glorify you. We lift you up and give you all the praise in Jesus' name. All right, ladies, we'll see you tomorrow.